It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective, and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Liona Labor's Local 663, who remind us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. And it's time for our tournament spotlight, Tournament of the Week spotlight. From Playing on Sports at the Missouri Sports Network, we go to Lee Summit West High School, and we bring in Lee Summit West High School head volleyball coach Jennifer Morgan. Coach Morgan, thanks so much for your time today.
Of course.
Got a very exciting tournament, talent-filled tournament coming up tomorrow at Lee Summit West High School. Tell us a little bit about the tournament.
All right, we've got a great tournament coming up. We have 16 teams, and we try what's called the MOKAN Tournament. So we have Missouri teams, and then we try to bring in the top Kansas schools because typically we don't see each other during the season. And we just try to make it a super competitive. It's a 4-pool tournament, and we try to, get teams playing each other that wouldn't normally play each other. We've got Lafayette coming up from St. Louis area, and they're number 1 in the state right now. So it's a great way to see the talent across state borders.
Tell us a little bit about your team, Lee Summit West. What's the season been like, thus far, and how do you feel about your team?
Our record isn't super right now. We're 6-5. But we've played some really good competition. We've seen several of the teams that are at the tournament, and we've learned over the last few years. We've made it to state 2 of the last 3 years, and we have decided that it's better for us to hit the ground running and play some really good competitive teams at the beginning of the season to just kind of know where we stand and what we need to work on. We are senior heavy. We've got 7 seniors on the team this year. But we've got some good freshman talent. We have 2 freshmen starting for us, 1 setter and 1 middle, and lots of pins. So right now our middles are young and they're working really hard to get better. But ball control has been improving, and really we're trying to work hard to dominate at the pins. So I'm impressed with where our girls are, and I'm hoping we can compete tomorrow at the tournament.
And just a little bit about your background. Again, we're visiting with Lee Summit West head volleyball coach Jennifer Morgan. Your background, how long have you been there at Lee Summit West? Where did you go to high school, college, and what led you to Lee Summit West?
All right. Well, I'll start at the beginning. I'm from Wyoming. I grew up in Wyoming. We got 2nd in the state when I was a senior. And then I wanted to pursue playing in college. I went to the University of South Dakota in Vermillion, and I was a Yote and played up there. Which was great. And then I went on to Northwest Missouri State as their graduate assistant in the volleyball program and made some great connections there. And then I got hired down here in the Kansas City area. I was actually at Fort Osage for 3 years. And then I stepped down from high school volleyball for quite a few years. I had my little kids, and it just seemed right. I coached middle school. So I've never stopped coaching. I've been coaching for over 25 years, but I coached middle school for 12, and then now I'm in my 9th season at Lee Summit West. And it's every level has its perks, but I love coaching the varsity level. You can challenge them, you can push them. They are there to compete, and it's a fun job. It's really a dream job, actually.
If you could go back and maybe highlight a couple of your mentors, someone maybe that you kind of took some things from as you were coming through, maybe it's a college coach or when you were a grad assistant. Who are some of those folks that really influenced your coaching career?
My high school coach, Barb Scott, is one of those people. I played freshman as a freshman, I played varsity, and that's kind of tough. And she was just a real calm personality and just real positive. And I feel like that has definitely rubbed off on me. Dixie Westcott was the head coach at Fort Osage my first year there, and I was her assistant. And she was a great mentor. She refs now, and so I see her at a lot of matches, and it's great. But she taught me a lot of tricks of the trade and just different things that she did as a coach that really I feel like influenced me And, you can always learn from good coaches and bad coaches. You can learn what to do and what not to do and what works and how to reach kids. And I feel like I'm always trying to learn. We try to go to coaching clinics. I love Russ Rose from Penn State. I have met him, and, I've just really respect how he coaches and, his path that he's taken. But we try to get to a lot of coaching clinics. Coach Bouchard at Kansas is amazing. We've gone to the KU team camp multiple times, and he's just very personable. And any questions you have, he's happy to answer. And his whole staff has been wonderful to work with. So all of those coaches, I think, have played a role in how I am as a coach.
Outstanding. Coach, you've got this is what I believe is the 19th annual MOKAN Tournament. Kicks off 8 a.m. On Saturday morning, tomorrow morning. What time do the gates open? And then, as I understand it, just in kind of a little pre-interview talk, that maybe there's a couple of changes maybe to the format of the tournament. You might tell us when the gates open and what the changes are.
Yeah, gates should be open by 7:30. We should have people there. First matches are at 8 o'clock. Because we have Kansas schools involved, we have to play full matches. So everything starts at 0-0. It goes to 25. We play a third set. If it goes a third set, it goes also to 25, which is different since Missouri's playing 3 out of 5. We've got 4 pools of 4, and we waited on the seeding process just because we were trying to see how we know what they did last year, but we were trying to see with their, the kids that they have this year, how their record was. So after about the first week and a half, 2 weeks of season, we looked at records and who had beat who. And we tried to pool it as fairly as we could, because now most of the coaches were wanting the tournament to be a little bit shorter. And with going, the third set to 25, it just was making for a really long day. We'd get out at, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and they'd been there since 7 in the morning. So now all the 1 seeds out of each pool will go into a bracket, and that will be our champions. And that's where the majority of the kids for the all tournament team will be pulled from. And then whoever gets second in their 4 pools will go into a second place bracket, and then a third place and a fourth place. So by the end of the day, everybody is playing someone that finished in the same spot as they did in their pool. So, I'm always happy to make adjustments, and, we want to keep these top teams coming. So after this year, I'll just probably send out a survey and get some feedback on how everybody liked the change, and we'll go from there.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I know it's a very busy time for you as you've got a tournament, 16 teams coming into town tomorrow, but we greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here on the Missouri Sports Network and our Playing on Sports Tournament of the Week Spotlight.
We appreciate you spotlighting the tournament. It's a great tournament, and I look forward to seeing how everything works out tomorrow.
Outstanding. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe.